What's good, fans? What's good, fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast today. This Sunday afternoon, July 21, 2024. Again, Cleavon, thank you for having me, man. Thanks for joining the show. Today, just going to wet you guys' palate, man. Give you some. What's good? What's good, fans? Thank you guys for hanging with me, man. I appreciate that. We got some technical difficulties going on over here. Things I need to get correct. Like a 3 second delay. Um, but fans, again, we just want to wet your palate, man. Like, Team USA conversation. Let's talk about this Team USA situation with Team USA men's team versus South Sudan, Cleveland. Also, want to talk to you about the WNBA versus their Team USA. WNBA All-Star versus the Team USA team. That was a pretty compelling game last night, and we want to get to it and talk about some of the things that happened there, and then we want to get into some boxing. I don't know what your thoughts are on Jake Paul and have your perception of Jake Paul changed at all uh, as he continues to rack up the win. Obviously, this was supposed to be the weekend when we fought Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson had a bell out for the better. But I want to get your feedback on that situation. So let's start with Team USA versus South Sudan. What's your thoughts on that situation, Cleveland? Um, 1 point win. They barely snuck it out. A bunch of NBA role players at best. I mean, they had some guys credit Luau Dang for putting together a team, but they're at best they're role players, right? I mean, I'm not sure, except except for the who had 6 yesterday. He's the only guy that looked like he could be NBA minutes because he had no shame and was pulling pulling in from 3 pointer, just catches freely, like he had a fluorescent green light out there. Um, go ahead. What's your thoughts on that situation? What's your thoughts on that 1 point win? What's your thoughts on the 1 point win? Let's leave it at
Well, first and foremost, thank goodness they have the king, LeBron James, on their team to save them. He was clearly the team's best and most consistent player throughout the entire game. What we saw
yeah.
is
So with that being the case, if you want to give him all the credit and all the praise, what if you want to give him all the credit and all the praise, and be so thankful that you had him on the team? How did they get to a 1 point game? How did they end up a 1 point game if this the game and he's the most consistent in the player? You got it. I need that explanation, but I'll let you continue. I just had to throw that in there since you want to point him out. Like uh, Stephen Curry wasn't on the team, or Bam out of bottle, Bio wasn't on the team, or Drew Holiday is not playing defense. Anthony Davis not out there playing defense, shots and pushing up the court. If you want to give the gang all the credit, I want to know why he doesn't deserve most of the blame for them having a 1 point win.
well, because
Again, a bunch of role players. A bunch of role
himself
players.
himself and Anthony Davis were really the only ones that showed up and came to play. And fortunately, the King took matters into his own hands, down by 1 with 13 seconds left, and had to drive through South Sudan, get the layup to get the victory. Now, back to what I was saying, Cameron, before I was so rudely interrupted. What we saw is what can happen to this team if they're not shooting well from the three-point range. Devin Booker absolutely sucked out there. Jason Tatum still looks like he is hungover from the Boston Tea Party celebration. Hasn't quite brought his game yet. No signs of Tyrese Halliburton. I'm not sure he got any minutes, so perhaps that was a wasted roster position that could have went to someone else. We're seeing the effects of Kawhi Leonard, gracefully bowing out and not being an integral part of this team. Certainly his contribution could have helped with regards to getting past South Sudan. Take nothing away from South Sudan. They came out busting and just would not stop. You know what I'm saying? They were incredibly hot and were having an out-of-body experience, all of them. You saw the length out there. It was giving the United States some trouble. Fortunately, Drew Holiday was able to step in, and I did see Derek White kind of contributing to a little bit more of the cohesiveness of the team. Role player, if you will, kind of took on that role, very actively and contributed nicely. I think Anthony Edwards has gotten a little bit lost in the shuffle. He hasn't quite been able to find himself just yet. I'm sure that's on the way. Joel is kind of, slowly kind of working his way back into shape and back into health. He was a little confused as to whether he was supposed to, step out, hit the three, or if he was supposed to, take those guys down into the paint. Once he realized he was, supposed to take those guys down into the paint, the results were much more positive. Make no mistake about it, they were down by 14, to start the second half, and completely evaporated that lead, took it over. But then they were starting to play with their food a little bit there, towards the end. And South Sudan was, poised to kind of, take advantage of their lapse in, intensity. And, they almost pulled off the victory. Good news is all this happened without the services of Kevin Durant, who, at some point will probably be back, and this team will look vastly different.
Okay, well that's fair. I mean, the only in all of that 5 minutes, it seemed like of excuses. Yeah, we here. You got the link. And all of that 5 minutes of excuses you making. You made the final point, or you made the good point with your final point that Kevin Durant wasn't on the court. However, I see you even acknowledge that Derek White actually played some quality minutes, but somehow you got to throw Kawhi Leonard under the bus. I don't understand how the man sitting at home, resting his feet, getting his massage and masseuse working on his ligaments, how Kawhi Leonard gets brought up. I don't understand.
Well, exactly that. You just hit the nail on the head, Cameron. He's at home with his feet up, getting massaged up and whatnot, working on his ligaments instead of helping out Team USA, better its chances of winning a gold medal. So, we were counting on him. We were dependent on him to, kind of have his Kawhi-like contribution. It's just, it's not there. It's unfortunate.
But if the King isn't playing, how do you need him? Kawhi. Just asking.
Well, I mean, we don't need him to win it, but if we don't win it, it will be because of his absence, and he should be shamed.
You are hysterical. You are hysterical. Yeah, it started already. Get it. Click on the link. You have the link. So you're saying this is an acceptable loss, or not? It's not even a loss. It's comparable to a loss. Move on. They had a 40. You're into betting. You can tell us more about what is it? The projected number. There was a plus 43. They
Yeah,
were plus 43. They had a 42,
was favored
43
by
point
43.
spread.
Was favored by 43. Yeah, they didn't cover.
How many people are upset with with Team USA right now? How many people you think in Vegas are upset with Team USA right now? And you're sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, it's good that we have the King," but the King let a lot of people down.
No, the King didn't let a lot of people down. It was a lot of those other players that were letting Team USA down. Again, Devin Booker, where was he? Jason Tatum, where was he? Bam is kind of limited in what he's going to be able to contribute. He did what he could. Again, Anthony Edwards hasn't quite found his groove within the rotation just yet. Steph had a few moments of stuff like jumpers, but those guys were ice cold, man. Ice cold out there, and if they continue with that, it's gonna be a problem against some of these better teams. Clearly, like you said, South Sudan is not one of the teams that we were looking to give us a tough fight, and it shouldn't have had to come down to the King just slicing through them like a hot knife through butter just to get the 1 point victory. It really should have been like you're saying, a collective beatdown. They were favored by 43. Yeah.
Do you think LeBron, first of all, LeBron takes a shot. They have the ball, right? They're down one. They have the ball down one. He takes it with 30 seconds to go. He drives to the bucket with 8 seconds on the clock. So he scores a bucket, and they go up one, right? Should he have held the ball and a couple more beats? Because they come down and they get a good look. But
wouldn't it be just like you to criticize someone making the game-winning layup?
I'm asking a question. That's not really my critique.
You should have waited until there was only 2.6 seconds on the clock, and then he should have laid it up.
He
got the layup. The layup was there.
Hear me out. What I'm saying is, he takes a shot. He drives the hoop and leaves 8 seconds on the clock for him to come back and score. Okay? They get a good look. They missed it. They get the rebound. And did you see a foul? Did you see Anthony Edwards foul the guy who got the rebound and is going up for the layup? Did you see that foul?
It's international play. The rules are slightly different, so I just kind of go with the flow with whatever they call and don't call.
Oh, just go with the flow. Just go with the flow of the call. But okay, but that didn't answer the question. Is if you saw a foul or not when South Sudan got the rebound with 1.8 seconds on the clock, the guy's going up for the lay-in, and the lay-in would have obviously given him the lead. And then if he goes to the free throw line, obviously he has a chance to win the game. Did you see a foul in that situation?
Perhaps this is NBA rules. It would have been considered a foul, and international rules it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more of a physical game. So perhaps, with regards to the international rules, it was not considered a foul.
So, it's not considered a foul. They letting them play a little bit more international rules. They letting them be a little bit more physical, is what Cleveland is saying. The excuse that he's giving it, allowing them to be more physical. Okay, fair enough. Cleveland should, in that situation, when LeBron goes to the hoop, and he gets a go ahead bucket, should the South Sudan should have called a timeout in that situation to kind of get their marriage together, give them a chance to move, give them a chance to get a better look.
Would have given the defense a chance to get set up. They were trying to take advantage of the numbers and the opportunity to just score quickly. I necessarily wouldn't have called a timeout there and let them get set up. And yeah, I think they did the right thing not calling a timeout.
Hey man.
Yeah. I remember that.
Is Steve Kerr in the hot seat?
No. Maybe on the hot seat.
Huh? No hot seat.
On the hot seat for what?
They got Ty Lue sitting there on the sideline. They got Ty Lue sitting on
the sideline. Ty Lue's not about to take over the head coaching duties.
No, I mean he's done it before. You know, they trusted Ty Lue in
he took over for Blatt.
What did they do? They called it. They called in the closer.
LeBron's not calling shots like that for Team USA, and certainly not for someone more accomplished. Make no mistake about it. Ty Lue has one championship. Okay.
Ooh, you said. Well, he's not. Ty Lue's not on the same level as Steve Kerr.
That's exactly what I just said. Yes. Did you hear?
That's harsh words right there. That's pretty harsh.
Well, I mean, you see when he's in with the Clippers, right?
Now we're gonna get the Clippers.
Well, I mean, it goes straight to his coaching ability, right?
No, absolutely no, it doesn't. Because if you know, he's done his best. He's done his best job. He's done his best job when the team, when the best players are not there. He's done his best job when the best players are there, coaching role players, literally coaching role players to get to the Western Conference, if you recall that. But I see you want to take shots at the Clippers, Ballmer, and Ty Lue.
I didn't take any shots at Mr. Steve Ballmer. Take that back. I didn't say anything bad about Mr. Steve Ballmer.
How does this fare on Monday night? They play tomorrow. They play tomorrow night against Germany. How does this type of performance? Do they overlook South Sudan? Do you think they overlook South Sudan?
Absolutely, 100%.
So we should see a blowout again against Germany.
Depends on if Devin Booker and Steph Curry come with their jump shot, which they did not come with.
Why are you banging on Devin Booker? This is the most I heard you've been banging on Devin Booker. It's been like 2 weeks now.
Because he did not look like he belonged on this team. He looked lost, and he looked like, I mean, you're here for your shooting. You're capable of scoring 70 points in an NBA game. I didn't see it.
Yeah, if we did that, if we ran it like other countries, we would be like other countries. But we're not. They just call it their own. Do you think they should run it like other countries and let college players play and NBA role players?
Absolutely not, man. What is with all of the over sky is falling on this, man. This is not panic.
They beat South Sudan by 1 point. They were favored by 43 points.
It's an exhibition game, and their second best player isn't even playing. Goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, they kind of fell asleep at the wheel, but they woke up and got the victory. And yes, I believe they'll beat Germany. No, I don't think that they'll lose any games. But again, they do have to. You can't just show up with all the cool numbers and stuff, and all the rings don't count. You got to take them off before the game starts. So let's get ready, get back and play. And I'm not too concerned about Germany. No, I'm not really concerned about anybody.
You're not too concerned. Well, again. If you were in Vegas, you would have put down the house on that they beat them by 30 points.
I don't make it a habit of betting on exhibition games at all because anything can happen.
Now these are exhibition games. Is there a clock? Is there a clock? Is there a scoreboard? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a clock? Okay. It's a competitive environment, exhibition or not. Now they can't go to their third and fourth stringer. They can't let Klingon. They don't have Klingon on the team. Klingon and Edie. They can't put Klingon, Edie, and who's my man Stephen Castle in the game and let them get some run. They're putting when they go to their bench. Klingon, do you recognize they're going to NBA champions or guys, NBA All-Stars, potential Hall of Famers when they go to their bench? They go to Bam Adebayo when they go to the bench. They go to Devin Booker, who you all of a sudden you're banging on. I never heard you bang on Devin Booker before. They're going to an NBA champion in Jason Tatum. Okay, these are best guys in the world, and you're talking about like It's an exhibition game. Like, we shouldn't expect more from this guy.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it wasn't a poor performance. I didn't say South Sudan didn't catch these guys by surprise. Thank you, MJ. Yeah, he's working his way back into shape and kind of finding his role within this team. I didn't say it wasn't a disappointment. I didn't say it wasn't an embarrassment. I didn't say that they didn't look bad, because they did look bad. But what I am saying is that when they needed to turn it on, they turned it on. And then when they were up by 8 with like 2 minutes left, they basically fell asleep again. And
they fell asleep, or did they let those guys back in the game?
They fell asleep. I mean, they thought it was over. They thought they had done enough. For example, kind of like Oscar De La Hoya against Tito. He thought he had done enough to win the fight, and he stopped fighting. I thought that the USA basketball team thought that they had done enough, and they kind of stopped playing. And South Sudan said, "No, we're going to come down here and hit a couple more jumpers, and our length is going to continue to be a problem, harassing and distracting you." And the shooters were not there. They didn't show up. I don't expect that to happen every single game.
No, don't bring up chemistry. Don't bring up chemistry and culture. Don't bring that. I know it's not.
No. This culture is wonderful. When you have a bunch of savants all together, and champions all together, kind of feeding off of one another, it's inevitable. It's infectious. It permeates through the entire organization. So as far as that's concerned, that's great. The culture.
Well, I started off by giving Sudan credit, asking should we be giving Sudan credit, considering this is their 11th. This is their country's 11th year being an actual company after their succession. So I don't know how much credit they really deserve. This is an embarrassing game. It was to Kuvon's point. It was only an expedition game. Needed a 1-point game. They had needed the last bucket to win the game in the final seconds of the game. It is embarrassing. When they had a 42-point spread, that's embarrassing. Okay, I'll say Sudan did play. They had some guys who played out of their mind. However, they should have been able to shut that down in the second quarter, like they did Serbia. Serbia was the balling in Serbia. They came out and Serbia was up after the first quarter. And the second quarter, I think, was 50 to 25. We'll see what happens tomorrow tomorrow against Germany. But when you have somebody compares the South Sudan team to the college kids, the NBA, what was the Team USA select team with Grant Hill and Bobby Hurley and those guys and Chris Webber, and brings up, well, this is kind of like it happens, they lose. That person should be ashamed of them.
For sure.
Come on, man. Those guys are role players. Stop making excuses for those guys, dude. Those guys are role players. Role players.
Ooh.
You had Gabriel.
Yeah, say it with your chest. What, role players?
Come on. You had Gabriel on the team. Gabriel, is he even on the Lakers? What did you see from Gabriel when he played for the Lakers? Did he get any minutes? Did Gabriel get any minutes when he played for the Lakers? Exactly my point. Now he's a starter for the South Sudan team, and you guys want to let's give them some credit. They played out of their mouth. Yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself for making that point. We'll see. Yeah, now you got Dennis the Menace, and we'll see again.
MJ. Ordinarily, I would say yeah to that, but NBA players actually don't like Dennis Schroeder very much, so they're gonna make his life.
They're gonna take it to him.
They're gonna put Drew on him. They're gonna put Drew on him and LeBron over the top and Anthony Edwards on the other side.
That game against the Dream Team was not televised. And what happened once they knew that America actually heard about that loss? What happened? It was the next day, the very next day. And shame on you for bringing that up. Shame on you for freaking comparing this team to that team. Okay, shame on you. And I'm not even talking about it no more, but shame on you, and you know why. Cleveland, do you agree with that, or is there using some comparison in it?
That team, I honestly think that the team that beat the Dream Team was a better team than this South Sudan team. This team,
that's the point I made. There's 50 Hall of Famers on that team.
This team on paper is supposed to be comparable, or some say even better, having more talent than the 92 team, which I have not really subscribed to that idea, to that notion. I think that team was better, but no, there's no reason to think that this should have been a game at any point of the game, and it was down to the very last seconds. So, I can see where there's a little bit of concern here, but not a lot.
Okay,
not a lot.
Well, we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the telltale sign. If they don't come out and beat Germany, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a little tougher for them to beat Germany by 30. But they better have an impressive performance tomorrow night, or I think it's going to be even more slings and arrows. Competition.
That's very true as well.
That's not a point. That's not the point. That's not the point. Again, moving this goalpost. That is not even the point.
The world has certainly in the 30.
You compared the 92 select team to South Sudan. That's what you tried to do earlier. So you don't give me the now. Oh, the game has changed and there's more talent in the world and all this. No, that doesn't work. You literally compared the 92 select team to South Sudan. Shame on you for that. And you should be ashamed of yourself for that. Oh, now here you want to go. Now, again, you're changing the topic. Nobody said the competition between. Okay, enough of you. You're drowning me out. You're giving me a headache. Trying to compare 92 to 2024. Come on, you're giving me a headache. You're giving me a headache. I'm sorry, Cleveland. I got derailed by this dude over here. Cleveland, let's talk about WNBA. Beast Team USA in the All-Star game. First of all, this has to be the best All-Star game that we've seen of all major sports. Obviously, NFL is washed now. Obviously, the NFL, and I like the NBA. I like the Pro Bowl. Well, I did like the Pro Bowl back in the day. But the guys just quit playing in the Pro Bowl. Major League Baseball, we kind of talked about that last week when they had the game. The thing about the pitchers, I think the pitchers should pitch longer. I still on another topic, and we're gonna have to get to it some other day. I think the pitchers should. I understand they have a full roster of pitchers. I think the pitchers should at least get 2 to 3 innings to show their dominance. You pitch against the top 3 guys. That's it. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3. You're done. Like, can we see you against 3, 6? What is it? 4, 5, and 6, or 6, 7, and 8? Can we see you against some other guys as well? I think the pitchers. So that kind of ruins the Major League Baseball because the rotations. It doesn't make that a full actual game. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand that point? And then the NBA All-Star game is they score. And I was okay with being just a showcase of your talent. But when they put up 200 points, and it's 200 to 198, like that's kind of shameful. And the dunk contest and the three-point contest, that's kind of shameful. But the women, yesterday, I'm trying to think. So we talk Major League Baseball, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NBA. The women actually played a great game yesterday. I thought that was a very competitive game, and that had a unusual element in the game because it was motivation. good motivation for those girls who did not make the Team USA team to kind of show the world why they maybe should have made the Team USA team. Ideally, Enrique, a woman came, right? And Caitlin Clark actually had a good game. We know Angel Reese was going to make the team. But these girls had a motivation that inspired them play as well. I think that might have been the best All-Star game that we've seen amongst the major sports. Do you agree or disagree?
100% agree, Cam. And you talk about somebody who should be ashamed of themselves. It's the women's team USA. The team Taurasi and Plum and those guys, they're the ones that should be ashamed. They're the Elite 12, and they lost to the castaways. They lost to the leftovers. They lost to the step-asides. Okay?
Now
they lost to the rookies that shouldn't be anointed so quickly. Shouldn't come to Paris with us. They ain't earned enough. They ain't shown enough. They came out there and busted them in their face.
No, I totally disagree with that.
How do you totally disagree with that? That's exactly what happened. The Elite 12 got beat by the second and third stringers. They said those guys weren't even good enough to come to Paris. Stop crying about it. You're not us. You know.
DeWanna Bonner won she won the MVP 2 years ago. She didn't make the team. I don't know why she made that.
Again.
She won the league MVP 2 years ago. So to say that she's a castaway
is a castaway. They had the best 12 on the other side. Okay.
The 12 that got selected.
Okay. Well, why wouldn't that be the best 12, Cameron? Are you telling me the best 12 weren't selected?
I mean, there's clearly Enrique could have made the team. Clearly, Enrique could have made the team, right?
See now you're questioning, the selection committee. I'm saying,
that's an argument.
Both best that are going to Paris should have beat the other girls. Excuse me, women. I don't want to call them girls. Women. They should have beat the other women.
I mean, you on paper in logically, yes, but and this makes it a great game yesterday. Is now okay. You have the team that was actually selected, and now we actually get a chance to go play against those girls or those women. Let's go get down. They come in with more motivation than.
Yeah, I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all of that. I don't want to hear about Enrique having an out-of-body experience, just busting people in their face. I don't want to hear about all that, man. The best 12 should have won that game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, still did take your name out.
Still and yet, MJ, still and yet, that the other team was far superior.
Again, far superior. I don't think that gap is as wide as you're making it out to be. I don't think that gap is. Do they have better? Was that the selection? Yes. Are they probably a better team? Absolutely. Would that team USA probably win 7 to 10 games? Yes. But they come into this game with the team WNBA came into that game yesterday with added motivation. That made them play a little bit higher. Where you want to say, "Oh, it's an exhibition game." Back to your point, it's an exhibition game. We're getting ready for Paris. We just want to, get some run in and stay in shape. These girls are coming to bust your butt, and so a little added motivation that thing carried them over the top. I don't want to say that. Come on, you just being disrespectful when you're saying role players and second stringers and girls who just didn't make the cut. You're
right.
being a little
that is exactly what it is. It is the winning.
Angel Reese is not a role. Angel Reese is not a second stringer.
Yes,
she's a starter.
Yes, she is, because otherwise she would be on Team USA, and she's not.
The girl just set the record for the most double doubles in WNBA history. A role player doesn't do that.
No, is she on Team USA?
She's a rookie.
Okay.
She's a rookie.
What did I say that wasn't correct? These are the players that weren't good enough to be on Team USA. It would be like, let's make it comparable. The men, it would be like if Trae Young and De'Aaron Fox and Julius Randle, and Brandon Ingram came out there and out hooped Team USA.
I'm not even gonna.
Cade Cunningham, just busting in their face,
I'm not even gonna do that. You're disrespecting the girl.
I'm not disrespecting the women. I'm saying they were not.
I'm standing up for you, Caitlin Clark. I'm standing up for you. You're disrespecting them, man. Again, the girl was the league MVP 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago, she was a league MVP.
What?
That doesn't make her a castaway.
She's not on Team USA. Okay, for a reason. Team USA should be ashamed of themselves for losing that. Shamed.
NECA, another one. NECA is another one who's not a castaway, WNBA champion. Now she's a veteran in the league. I mean,
so again, not on the team. Okay.
Again, dude, completely disrespectful. Completely disrespecting the women.
I'm not disrespecting them. I'm saying Team USA should be ashamed for losing to the second stringer leftovers.
He call them leftovers. It's disrespectful. Let's call them leftovers is disrespectful.
Because they are leftovers. They are leftovers from the 12 that made the team. They're not on the team. Or Sportsanista to back me up on this. Where's shoes here? Oh well.
Oh, Sabrina. Now you calling for Sabrina to back you up on this?
Yeah, Sabrina and the Sportsanista. Yeah, because they would agree with me.
No.
Where was Kelsey Plum and Sabrina Nescu and Brianna Stewart and Diane Taurasi and Brittany Griner and AJ Wilson? Come on, man.
It was to your point. They're buying the exhibition. They were clearly buying the exhibition philosophy. But the girls from Team USA had a point to prove. They play harder. They disappeared and play harder. I mean, I wouldn't say disappeared. You guys are being, I'm giving Team USA credit. The Team USA or Team WNBA, I'm giving them credit for their win. You guys are stealing from them. You guys are
just give them credit for their win, and they did win that. But I'm a little bit. Totally I'm more disappointed in Team USA than I am had for Team WNBA. Let's put it like that.
All right, let's talk about this transaction. The Russell Westbrook opted into deal with the Clippers. The Clippers shipped him to Utah. In turn, shipped him to. Well, they shipped him to Utah. They added a second rounder, what I thought was kind of humorous. They had to add a second rounder to him to ship him to Utah, and they got Chris Dunn out the deal. Then Utah pays him, and then waives him, and then he ends up with your Denver Nuggets. His first question is, what do you think Chris Dunn? Do you think Chris Dunn has anything to offer? I like Chris Dunn when he was drafted by the Bulls, coming out of college. I thought he could offer something to the Bulls. It hadn't panned out, obviously. But do you think he has anything to offer the Clippers?
No, not really. No, not really. I mean, he'll give him some quality bench minutes. If that's what you're referring to as far as contribution.
Yeah, I think it is the second time he was shipped to Utah, shipped to and out of Utah. For whatever reason, that's been a hub there. He never wore the jersey. But yeah, now he goes to Denver, your Nuggets. How do you like that fit with the Nuggets? They lost. I think again, Cleveland, you hate to talk about the role players and you hate to talk about the contribution that role players bring. And what do you like to say? If you have the basketball god, you have a chance. Well, I've been telling you, man, if these guys, especially in the NBA, who are gritty, who give you the hustle plays, who who falls gets on the ground and get that ball before it rolls out of bounds. Bruce Brown won a championship with those guys. They let him go. KCP won a championship with those guys, like the Lakers did. Shipped them out, saying we don't need you. Well, they didn't say we don't need you. They didn't resign them, essentially saying the same thing. Is Russell Westbrook an adequate replacement for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope?
No, not at this point in his career, Cam. I mean, he'll give you some energy. He'll give you some effort. He'll give you an opportunity to spell Jamal Murray for certain periods of the game. And right now he's kind of a rah guy. You know what I'm saying? He kind of energy guy. So he'll give you that. He'll give you that for sure.
Yeah, now you disrespecting Russell Westbrook.
How am I disrespecting Westbrook?
NBA Hall of Famer.
Right.
You just called him a rah guy. He's going. You recognize? Is he a first ballot? He might be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
The only reason he wouldn't be a first ballot Hall of Famer is people kind of took these last few years into consideration. They took these last few years of his career into consideration. The only reason.
Oh yeah, if you look at the totality of his career, the entire body of work.
He would not.
Yeah, these years are going to drag the average down significantly. Last 5.
How does he? I don't understand kind of why the Nuggets made this move. I don't understand. Energy, Cleveland. Do they need energy? Like, are they looking for leadership? Like,
no, they're not looking for leadership. They have all leadership that they need.
From who? From who?
From the Joker. Yeah, Joker's the leader.
You think he was a vocal leader on the team in the locker room?
Not necessarily a vocal leader, and I don't think Russell Westbrook's going to step into a championship team and all of a sudden have the voice. I mean, he'll have some respect because he put up some stats back in the day.
I disagree.
Why would they listen to him? What does he have to say that's going to take them where they haven't been before?
The players love Russell Westbrook. The players in the NBA, and I know that when obviously covering the Clippers and being to the Clippers a few games season with the Clippers, talking to some of the personnel or the team staff, actually, Russell Westbrook is a great locker room guy, a very confident guy, and instills confidence.
I didn't hear that from any of the Laker people. That's weird that you heard that from the Clipper people. That's interesting.
No, you didn't hear anybody say that he was a bad teammate. You heard they say that he was a bad fit.
Okay.
And maybe that was a situation where Darvin Ham didn't handle the situation correctly. They told him he's coming off the bench instead of kind of going to him with the plan. So you didn't hear anybody say that he was a bad teammate, and that's what I heard specifically from the staff there. Bad fit. So yeah, that's what the word was.
Okay, but I think the point that you were trying to make is that he would come in and provide some leadership that was void and missing from the Nuggets, and what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that in Oklahoma City and Houston and Washington and both cities in LA, he was not able to accomplish something that the Denver Nuggets have already accomplished. So, yeah, we don't need you coming in here with your speeches about how to overcome things that we've already done or how to get to the next level. We've already been to the next level.
Okay. So fair point. He can't tell them how to get to the next level.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, yes, I agree with you there. However, the energy that all of a sudden you're welcome to to the energy topic. You're welcome to the energy conversation. If you're willing to have that one.
Yeah.
That's speaking to kind of inspiring your team and encourage them to. I don't want to say do your best. That's too elementary. But inspire the team to kind of give more effort, if you will. You don't like effort guys. You've talked for years and years and years. Laughed at me when I bring up a guy and say he's going to give you the effort. Well, that's exactly what the Denver Nuggets missed. They missed that dirty work that Bruce Brown was doing as the third and fourth person. As knowing, understanding his role and doing and being willing to accept that role and doing it as the fourth person on the team led to a championship. Davis Caldwell-Pope was brought on. He was brought on. He was brought into the Lakers to kind of grease the skids initially, because if you remember, he was there in 2019. He was brought in to grease the skids for Rich Paul and that relationship with Genie to then bring in LeBron. We got one of your guys already on the team. This is what we're going to do. They're already in the building. They can have that conversation because Rich Paul's are kind of weaseled his way into the room. Now, it made that bringing LeBron a little easier because he already had the year of Rambis, Rambis' wife, Jeannie, and Rob. He already had their ear in talking about LeBron coming, so that made that process a little easier. And then again, he did what they needed him to do in that role. They just kind of. He went to Denver, got him another ring because he could do that same thing. Now he's going to go to Orlando. I don't know if he's going to – I know he's going to bring the same thing in Orlando, playing defense. He's bringing some leadership, being his 3-and-D type of guy. I don't know how that's going to go over. I don't know if that's going to be the difference maker in Orlando is what I'm saying. With LeBron obviously playing that role, being a three-point shooter, and he improved his three-point shooting, I must say. From early in his career to later in his career, he significantly improved his three-point shooter. So kudos to him. But I don't know if he's going to be the difference maker in Orlando that he was with the Lakers in 2020. I don't say he's a different maker. He was a role player. You understand what I'm saying, I think. He was a contributor.
His impact won't be as significant. It won't get them to the next level, but it may get them to the second round. I mean,
Well, they were in the second round this year.
I don't know. They lost. Didn't they? No, they lost to.
I thought they won in the second round.
They lost to Cleveland.
I thought they were in the second round this year.
No. They lost to Cleveland, right?
No, nobody was talking about LeBron James. Nobody was talking about LeBron. Nobody was talking about that.
But yeah, Russell Westbrook can be the Energizer Bunny in Denver, and we'll see if he can.
So back to what we before I got on KCP. I don't think he fills that KCP role or the Bruce Brown role. Hey, Bruce Brown played better defense, I think, than Russell's going to play. He was a bigger guy. Russell was 6'4" in a guard. Bruce Brown was 6'7", 6'8", that wing 3-and-D guy. I don't think Russell's going to be able to fill that role. And energy is what I see him bringing. I don't think he's going to be the scorer that KCP was or Bruce Brown. And that's my opinion. Not hating on Russ. I don't think he's going to bring that scoring aspect of the older guys at this point in his career. So I'm kind of considered. I mean, is it time now that we need to see Porter have to average 25?
No. Stay in his role. No, as long as everyone continues to stay in their role and they keep all of those guys and all those guys perform.
So what do you think about putting Russell at the one, let Russell run the point, and then you're my man from Canada. Why am I having a brain fart? My man from Canada playing the two.
I think Jamal's a little too short to be playing the two. I think that he's better with the ball in his hand.
But he's a scorer. Like, just let him score. That Russell.
Yeah. Russ doesn't need to be running anybody's offense at this point. Just come off the bench and give us the energy, give us the rebounds, give us the,
Yeah.
high octane,
Oh
intent.
wow, you're cold. You just on a disrespectful rant for everybody today, huh?
Not
Disrespecting
not
the
disrespect.
women the women in Team USA. Disrespecting Ty Lue, saying Ty Lue can't get it done. I mean, and now you just say
Ty Lue can't get it done. He's only got it done one time.
this total disrespect. Total disrespect. Only thing you haven't disrespected today is Steve Kerr and Team USA for their 1 point win over South Sudan. That's the only person or the only group you haven't disrespected. Other than that, you've been disrespectful to everybody else. No, I already know where you're going. Jake Paul got another knockout. Knocked out Mike Perry, the bare knuckle brawler. The bare knuckle brawler champion. Is it time we show some
did he beat up the gypsy Brad Pitt before he won the bare knuckle championship? Is that who he beat up? Come on. Wow. I'm not impressed, man. No.
Still not impressed.
Beat up Brad Pitt. Come on, man.
Still not impressed with Jake Paul. Okay, Cleveland. Now I got a question for you. What Jake Paul has done is entering the boxing room, and okay, he's not a champion. Okay, he's not competing for any legit WBO cruiserweight championships. I'll feel you there. But he's tuning in, and he sold out the Tampa Bay arena. Where did Tampa Bay? What the Tampa Bay? Their hockey team place. Ignite was the Lightning. Excuse me, the Tampa Bay Lightning. He sold out the arena. Okay. I mean, obviously, there were fights on the card. There might have been one of the most impressive knockouts of all season, all year. Did you see that?
I did see the knockout. Yeah, it was rough.
That was, oh man, dude was 20-0, dominating the whole fight, dominating the dude. Dude didn't win one round. Prince Habib did not win one round in that fight. Got dude with one punch, got him with that left, hit him with the right, and dude just went nighty night. But that might have been the check out my Twitter. What's in the sports? I posted it on Twitter. That might have been the most impressive knockout of the year. But so there was other fights on the card that made that impressive card that boxing fans would be interested in. And then he goes in the fight like Mike Perry, the bare knuckle brawler champion. What other what is comparable to what he's doing? Is this closer? Obviously, is not an NBA player, not going to somebody coming off the street to go play in the NBA. That's not happening. Or the NFL or baseball. I mean, it's not. Was my man Jim Abbott pitching with one arm? I mean, one hand? It was one arm. What was it? One hand, right?
No, it's one arm.
One arm. Yeah. I mean, that was pretty crazy.
It was amazing. So no, he's not. He's not.
That was pretty crazy. But I mean, he goes into an industry. He goes into an industry, and then he continues to go down this lane. I mean, selling out arenas.
The comparable, Cam, is a dude you may remember from back in the day named Kimbo Slice. That's the comparable.
Okay, well, yeah. I left out auto racer too. Yeah, there been an auto racer that kind of broke in some kind of crazy way to auto racing. That might be another. But yeah, Kimbo Slice. I mean, but they were looking for boxers. They were looking for fighters. So him being a fighter, I mean, that was, that's
You remember how dominant Kimbo Slice was, so he started fighting real people, right?
Kimbo Slice was that fight would make a lot of money. If he caught Kimbo Slice at his peak, but I doubt he would want to go fight Kimbo Slice. But yeah, I doubt he would want to invite Kimbo Slice to the ring at the rate he was, at his peak. Before they try to make him a MMA guy.
That wouldn't be one of his hand-picked victims. No. I mean, no, we're not celebrating any
intercontinental. I mean, come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a question. I just want to get that out there. And see what your thoughts on Mr. Slice, or excuse me, on Mr. Paul. Yeah, Jake Paul. You don't want to give him. You don't want to give him any recognition as well. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that as well. Cleveland, anything you want to add? Anything I missed today? I mean, anybody else you want to disrespect? As you done disrespected the Sudan men, you done disrespected Team USA women, disrespected Ty Lue. I mean, you did show Russell Westbrook love. You disrespected Steve Ballmer. Anybody else?
I did not disrespect Mr. Steve Ballmer. That did not happen.
I mean, the fans heard something else.
No, they didn't. No, they did not. They heard me say that I would never in a million years disrespect Mr. Steve Ballmer. That's what they heard. But on a higher note, the track and field guys did what they were supposed to do. Noah Lyles got personal best, winning the 100, getting ready for.
Saw that. Gabby Thomas did his thing. Did Gabby Thomas did her thing? Yeah.
Gabby does did her.
We got Olympics starting this weekend. I mean, this week sometime. Opening.
Is it this week?
Yeah, it's open this week, like Thursday or Friday. Opening ceremonies. So
it's kind of quick, but okay.
Yeah. The guy Tyler leaves. He was supposed to leave today, I guess, for Paris. So yeah, get situated. Man, I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Voice of the Fans podcast. Again, this is our Sunday special. We just want to wet your palate. And if you can, if you are willing, go ahead and scan that QR code. Shoot us some love, along with hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let us know what you think of the show. Feedback is a gift. We need your feedback so we can get better. So I see it as a gift. But give us some feedback. Let us know your thoughts, comments, complaints about the show. You can even let your thoughts know about our guys on the text thread with their ridiculous comparisons. What you guys think about that? But hit us up. @_Voice of the Fans is one way to reach us on Twitter. @_Voice of the Fans is one way to reach us. Cleveland, where can they find you on social media?
@Clevie Wonder on Twitter and TikTok, and Cleavon Steele on Instagram.
But once again, if you are able and you are willing, please show us some love. There's a Cash App. Get your phone out, scan that QR code. At Voice of the Fans. That's what it is. The $@ at Voice of the Fans. If you're listening when you're on the go, you can hit us up and just share some. We accept everything. It's digital nowadays. It's not coins or voting, so it's all digital. So if you can, show us some love, fans. And then once again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to the podcast. You can see a full show on Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights will be show 302, and we'll have a lot of go in depth on more NFL and talk about the final nights of the summer league. Who actually wins that? Clippers and Memphis are competing for a summer league championship tonight. So,
who you got, Cam?
I mean, I don't know none of these guys, man. I don't know.
Oh, I got the Memphis Grizzlies and Zach Edey.
Yeah. Okay.
You can take
fans, I want to say, and you guys for tuning in. As always, fan, thank you for letting us make your day. And thank you for making our voice your choice. Have a good one.